Hold on, hold on, hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on.
And sure enough, that's the way it was executed. We set the picket line. We had about 35 or 40 people there on the picket line. And Curtis monitored whether the leg of the arch that we were going to climb. And of course, he then informed the press. But before then, you need to know how we got there. Right after the Jefferson Bank, we were pretty much searching for another activity, another project. We learned that here's this arch project. So we set up the meeting, and myself and a couple of people went and met with the McDonald people. It was McDonald Construction. The question, of course, is, why weren't there any blacks, and when are you going to get busy? He says, well, we can't find any qualified blacks. If you know of any black qualified construction workers, send them to me, and we will consider hiring them. Well, so we go back to the group and share the information back and whatnot, You always prepare for war in a time of peace. We knew we were going to have to carry on some demonstrations, so we reported back to the group and with our recommendation that we would give them 10 days to hire 1,000 blacks, and that and we want those blacks in all job classifications. And so daily, I said to daily, to the group, I said, while the arch is under construction, it might be a good idea if we could get close enough to it in protest that we would climb it. So we had to develop a diversionary. See, at the time, at the old court building, they had binoculars. We could use that. We had one of our persons. Well, first of all, we'll set up a picket line. Then we had our spokesperson. His name was Bob Curtis. We already told him that look through the binoculars to see whether or not we were successful in climbing the arch. Because when the press comes to cover the picket line, just tell them, just hold off, that there's another demonstration going on there in the arch ground. And then, of course, by the time we were about 20, 25 feet up, the ones that was eating the lunch, hey, I'm about that time say, hey, baby, it's too late now, And then, of course, then the so-called authorities came up and they were going to ask, well, what is this all about? We told them, said, well, we're going to remain here until you all hire 1,000 blacks in all job classifications. After the 5 hours, I had to, we had already worked it out where in order for me to be at work on time, I had to be, we decided to come down at about 5:30 or 6 o'clock. And that would have given time enough for them to make the arrest, if they were going to arrest, and we felt that they were going to arrest. Here we had 19 people go to jail for 4 jobs at Jefferson Bank. How much sense does that make? If you're going to go to jail, then why not go to jail for a number of jobs, and certainly a sizable number that if we would get anywhere close to it, it would make an impact on the community.
Hold on.